Yeah, I know. It's looking worse and worse and worse. Especially these nice little wheels on it, but it's getting better. All the bodywork's done. It's in final prime. We're gonna let it sit out here for the day, soak in the sun. We had to do a little more bodywork on the roof than I thought we were going to, so that part's all done, but that should be all the bodywork, except for now he wants me to paint the dash. So we gotta weld some holes shut on the dash. A couple things, fix that. But that's gonna be another day. It's we got about 3 hours to kill before we gotta be up a friend of mine's, and we're going to go do some stereo work with him on his boat. He's having some issues, whatever. We're gonna go see if we can straighten that out. But we got a couple hours. The sun's out. It's kind of dry out here, so we're gonna go. We're gonna get to that cherry that's on the mill and do something with it. Still not sure what though, but I think I got it figured out. Anyways, let's show you what's going on. So this is our project that we have. It's been on the mill sitting here for about over a week now. It's a very low grade cherry log. You can see how big of a bow that is, and I just don't think there's any way I'm going to get very good material out of it that long anyways. So my plan is, if I pull off the edge of this thing, it's fairly straight up till right around this knot cluster right here, which is a stem coming off, an old branch coming off that side over there. So it's very possible this is all going to be rotten in here too, but we're not going to know until we get in there. But it's fairly straight up till 64 inches right here. Obviously I need a little longer than 64 so we can trim the edges off, because obviously we need to get to 16-inch centers if we're going to put it on the garage wall, which is my goal. So if we come up here and cut it around 67, 68, and then that'll give us a fairly straight piece that we can mill straight and get some decent lumber out of. But on this side, if we cut this in half, that's a 3-foot section of, again, fairly straight, nice lumber. But the problem with that is the length. So between my log stops here, the closest, the shortest log that I can mill, if that'll hook on there, is a 5-footer, and that is still working with it pretty tough. I'd like to have something around 64 or 68. So I could cut this section here off at 68, mill that, get some good lumber, but then I cannot put this 3-footer on there. I won't be able to mill that because it'll be between the stops. If you put it just on one stop and one dog straight across, as soon as the saw hits it, as soon as the saw blade comes into it, it's going to twist it. Then you're going to start bending stuff, and we don't want to do that. So I think the best plan of attack for this particular log is to literally just put it on the mill as it is, lock it down, and just slab it at 1-inch slabs, and then stack it and air dry it as is, just basically live edge 1-inch slabs. And then when it's dry, or later on when it's drier, I guess, and I need it, then I can come through and cut it right here and take my 5-footers out that I need, and then I can straight line those later. And then basically I'm going to have a bunch of nice 3-foot slabs, 1-inch thick from here down, that I can use for other projects like engraving projects on the laser and stuff like that. And if I need to, I can machine those down into 3-foot boards. And this is a pretty nice cherry. It's around, I'd say, about 14 inches. So there's some good lumber in here yet. It should probably be firewood, but I'm too stubborn for that. So we're gonna set it up, mill it up, and see what's inside. Okay, we got her locked down. I think it's ready to go. It's gonna be a little questionable here if how far we're gonna go down without running into the side, but we're gonna take a few slabs off. I got a bunch of stickers cut to 16 inches, to about the width of this. We got a couple boards on the forks of the tractor. You don't want to set fresh sawn boards on the forks. That rust will transfer off of there faster than you think it will. So we got a couple boards there, sacrificial boards to stack it on. So we're not going to stack this conventional ways. We're just going to cut it, put it back on in log form, and just leave it air dry like that. So mill's all warmed up, blade's on. I don't know how sharp it is, so we're going to take a couple passes and see what it looks like. Well, we got a couple slabs done, but we ended up running to that side like I thought we would. So we're going to get these ones off the mill, and then we're probably just going to rotate it 180. That'll put that side over here and give us more room, hopefully. Let's see what we got. A lot of sapwood in that one. That ain't real pretty. Now we're getting down into the good stuff. Still some sapwood on the edging, but so far pretty good. Like I said, that's where that stem is right there. Coming in from there. We'll see, it looks like we're going to go further in, I guess. So we got it flipped over now, 90 or 180 degrees. So now we are just going to pretty much just slab it all the way down. And by doing that, that's gave me a kind of a square edge right here. So now, instead of using the log dogs here, or the log stop, we can just butt that kind of square edge right up against this little 90 right here. We had to put a spacer in down there to keep it more in the center of the mill because of the arch in this log. But I think we're good now. I think we can just go to town. So set it up and get it done. So far it's looking pretty good. We're just starting to get into that branch that was on the other side. I think we're just getting down into it right in this area right here. But other than that, it's still pretty good lumber. A little bit of something going on here. Typical cherry. There was a branch there at one time. Other than that, it's pretty good. Well, we got them all diced up, so we got a bunch of 1-inch thick slabs here, and you can kind of see now that it's split open. We're in about the center of the log. We're right at the pith. I got dual piths on this side, but there's a pith here and a pith here, so we're 1 inch away from the pith of the tree. So we're real close to the center, and you can see by laying that tape measure across there how much lumber we would have to take off that bell to get to a straight edge. And it looks like I could have probably got 1/8 out of it, but basically all the wood on the right side of the tape measure would be firewood. And then by the time I straight line this side, both sides of the horn here would be firewood. So I think this is the best way to handle this particular log. If I'm wrong, it's a little too late now. It is what it is, right? So now if we come in here later on, if I need 1/6s, I need to get to 64 inches. So I come all the way up here to 70-ish. Cut it there. That'll basically give me 5-footers. And I can get a lot of, I think I get 2 1/6s side by side there once it's shortened out. And that'll leave me all this nice little lumber down here. Approximately 3 foot of nice clear cherry. And that'll be good for projects on the engraver, making signs and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I still paid money for this log because it was part of the package deal that I bought. I bought 30, I think it was 33 cherries from a guy, and it was take one, take all. So I paid roughly $45 for that log. So I was either cut it up for firewood, which I think was a bad idea. I think this was the best way to handle it. And now I'll get my money back out of it some way. Oh well, let's get stacked up, see how it looks. Alright, so we're about halfway through stickering here, and I thought we'd take a second here and look at where that branch was coming off. You can see where that branch was coming off of this tree at. And you can see pretty much how poor condition this is right here. You can see all this bark inclusion all the way damn near to the center of the tree. You got some pretty grain down here, but I mean, if you're gonna go to Marketplace, and if you see a cherry tree on Marketplace and you're gonna go buy it and try to get, you know, quality clear cherry, if it has a branch coming off it, the odds are very good that you are not going to get very clear lumber out of that. Now if you're buying it for something like that, then yeah, go ahead and pay up for it, but don't pay for a high grade log if there's a branch coming off it. Don't pay high grade price for a low grade log, and that's what this is. This is a low grade log. Honestly, probably would have been better off as firewood, but I have a use for it, and I already paid for it, so we're going to use it. You can see how far it goes. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of lumber that are virtually no good. We could get a board out over here, yes, but anything over here, that's junk. Well, at the end of the day, that's our take for the day out of our very low grade cherry lumber. And you know, the more I stacked it and the more I looked at it in each piece, and a lot of it is not going to make it into straight regular old 1x6 lumber. There might be a couple pieces in there, but at the end of the day, I think this is pretty much mostly going to be cut into like 16, 18-inch sections. So we'll have live edge little signs. We'll make some signs out of stuff, and we'll find something to do with it. But yeah, it's not very good quality. But I had to put it over here in this temporary location where the firewood was, because my original plan was to put it here, and actually these white oak slabs, which are going to be for signs also. Different signs, different. That's all 1-inch stock too, but I cannot fit the tractor in here because of this stack of 2x8s and 4x4s, I think they are, that we cut last time on the mill. They're still sitting there waiting to get stacked because I'm out of stickers. So guess what we're doing next time on the mill? We're making stickers because we're out and I need a lot. And I've got this low grade, super low grade red oak. Again, I didn't pay for this. This was free, came from the campground about a couple miles up the road. It's, I don't know, I'm kind of interested in getting in and see what some of this looks like inside of here, but I think we'll get some stickers out of it, or if not, it's going to be firewood. Well, I think that's it for today's fun, as far as sawmill fun anyways. I'm going to, it's about 5 o'clock, I need to get cleaned up, head over to Dan's, play Master Audio Technician, see if we can figure out what's going on with this boat, get it ready for the water. It's almost boating season, so anyways, we'll see you next time. We'll get that oak on there. We're going to spend a couple days in the shop here, work on the Bronco. It's supposed to rain again the next 2 days, last I looked anyway, so we're going to be in the shop for a couple days, get Bronco ready for paint, and then we'll get back out here on the mill and get that red oak on there and see what kind of surprises that thing has inside of it. So we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.